Okay, so now we are going to show you the web interface and what that all looks like. It's essentially just like your router at home. The first thing you'll want to do, of course, is to get it connected through your Wi-Fi. This is on a Mac here, so as you can see, UMX $593 is the name of it. So we'll go ahead and connect to that. And the web interface to it, which are the configuration settings, and there's not a whole lot to them, but we'll go ahead and show you what all is there. Basically, you have these 4 tabs here, and the main thing here is this Wi-Fi tab, and this is where you set up your security. By default, the thing comes unsecured. That is, anybody can connect to it, and you don't want that, obviously, especially if you're going out and about. So here's the Wi-Fi security, and this has several options, just like your router at home. You have the basic WEP, the WPA, WPA2, and then the WPA, WPA2 mixed. Next we have this advanced tab, and there's not much here. The only thing you can do on this advanced tab is change the admin username and password, and this just is basically the admin to this configuration page, so you might want to leave that alone. Next is the status, and it just basically gives you the 3G IP and that sort of thing. There's nothing to be done here. The only thing that's any good here is to check your balance, though you can do that online on the Straight Talk website, and that's all this basically does. When you do check balance, it just basically goes to the Straight Talk web page and plugs in the device's serial number and gives you your balance, and that's all that's there. Then finally is the home, which just basically gives you more information on the device, so there's not, anything to configure there. So overall, this is a very basic device in terms of Wi-Fi connectivity. It's very easy to use. As you can see, the only thing you really need to mess with is the security when you first get it, because that's not enabled by default. By default, it comes as open, which means no password, anybody can connect to it. And you can get up to 5 devices connected on this thing, though I suspect, or for sure, speed will suffer on it. Because again, this is 3G, so it's not the fastest thing in the world, but I find that the connection is more than fast enough to do regular browsing. So for example, right now, again, we're connected to that device, and we'll just go to CNN.com as an example, so you can see, how fairly quickly the web page loads. And text pages will load fast. The only time you might see some slowness is on stuff where there's a lot of images and videos and that kind of thing. And the reason for that is, for me personally, I don't have the best connection to the carrier, so if you have excellent connection, then this thing will perform pretty well. Again, it's not going to be like your cable modem at home or your fast DSL at home. It's going to be, slower. So this is going to perform more like the data on a 3G smartphone, for example. So we'll just go ahead and show you quickly, browse around this CNN page so you can see that it does load fairly quickly. It's not dial-up, so that's good. It's way faster than dial-up. Compare this probably to the speeds of satellite service, if you're at all familiar with that. Okay, so next we're going to show you YouTube, so you can get an idea of some of the lagginess that you may experience if you're in an area where you don't have a good signal from the carrier. And again, to determine the signal, you can take a look at your device, the little signal icon. If it's basically yellow or red, then it means that your signal's not the best. So you may experience some lag on things like video. But as you can see, even there, the page loads pretty quick. We'll go ahead and load up this video here to see what it does. It will play. It just takes a little bit more time than it would take on your home computer using your cable connection or whatever to load up. And depending on the length of the video, of course, that's also gonna determine how fast it plays or whatever. So as you can see, it loads and it plays, though you might have a time where it'll catch up to how much it's buffered, and then you might get the buffering thing. But right now this one's loading pretty good because it's a fairly short video. So for short videos, this thing will work fine. For longer YouTube videos, you might see some more buffering than you're seeing now. Now, amazingly, the speed offered by this thing does actually do fairly decent on Netflix, and the reason for that has more to do with Netflix than the speed of the hotspot. And the reason I say that is because Netflix basically adjusts your resolution according to how fast you're connected to it.